It is a saying worthy of the ferocious pride of Attila, that the grass never grew on the spot where his horse had trod, yet the savage destroyer undesigningly laid the foundation of a republic which revived in the feudal state of Europe the art and spirit of commercial industry. The celebrated name of Venice, or Venetia, was formerly diffused over a large and fertile province of Italy. Before the eruption of the barbarians, 50 Venetian cities flourished in peace and prosperity. Aquileia was placed in the most conspicuous station, but the ancient dignity of Padua was supported by agriculture and manufacturers, and the property of 500 citizens who were entitled to the equestrian rank must have amounted, at the strictest capitulation, to £1,700,000. Many families of Aquia, Padua, and the adjacent towns, who fled from the sword of the Huns, found a safe, though obscure, refuge in the neighboring islands. At the extremity of the gulf, where the Adriatic feebly imitates the tides of the ocean, near 100 small islands are separated by shallow waters from the continent, and protected from the waves by several long slips of land, which admit the entrance of vessels through some secret and narrow channels. Till the middle of the 5th century, these remote and sequestered spots remained without cultivation, with few inhabitants, and almost without a name. But the manners of the Venetian refugees, their arts, and their government were gradually formed by their new situation, and one of the epistles of Cassiodorus, which described their condition about 70 years afterwards, may be considered as the primitive monument of the Republic. The minister of Theodoric compares them, in his quaint declamatory style, to waterfowl, who fix their nests on the bosom of the waves, and though he allows that the Venetian provinces had formerly contained many noble families, he insinuated that they were now reduced by misfortune to the same level of humble poverty. Fish was the common, and almost the universal food of every rank. Their only treasure consisted of the plenty of salt which they extracted from the sea, and the exchange of that commodity, so essential to human life, was situated in the neighboring markets to the currency of gold and silver. A people, whose inhabitants might be doubtfully assigned to the earth or water, soon became alike familiar with the two elements, and the demand of avarice succeeded to those necessities. The islanders, who, from Grado to Chiazza, were intimately connected with each other, penetrated into the heart of Italy by a secure though laborious navigation of the rivers and inland canals. Their vessels, which were gradually increasing in the size and number, visited all the harbors of the Gulf, and the marriage which Venice annually celebrates with the Adriatic was contracted in her early infancy. The epistles of Cassiodorus, the Praetorian prefect, is addressed to the maritime tributes, and he exhorts them, in a mild tone of authority, to animate the zeal of their countrymen for the public service, which required their assistance to transport the magazines of wine and oil from the province of Istria to the royal city of Ravenna. The ambiguous office of these magistrates is explained by the tradition that, in the 12 principal islands, 12 tributes, or judges, were created by an annual and popular election. The existence of the Venetian Republic under the Gothic Kingdom of Italy is attested by the same authentic record, which annihilates the lofty claim of original and perpetual independence. You always have a chance to rebuild, to make something out of nothing. You may not always be the strongest at that very moment, but there is always hope. There is always another move to make. Just hang on, keep the memory of what you want to build alive, and don't stop working towards that goal. Organize, build a community, and you have no idea what you could accomplish.